fascinating what's happened to Indian politics in recent times, because the Congress, which for the longest time had this completely centralized high command culture, appears now at least to be giving greater space to their state satraps or regional leaders, while the reverse is happening with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And as Preeti said, the latest example to some extent is Rajasthan, where Vasundhara Raje, who is by far, Preeti, the most popular leader within the BJP in the state, suddenly finds herself almost on the outer, certainly not being projected as the face if the BJP would win Rajasthan. And that has raised this question whether the BJP now goes into every election putting their eggs in Mr. Modi's basket. So do they really need even strong regional leaders? It's a tough one, because remember what happened in Karnataka?
True.
Karnataka, Yediyurappa, again the strongest BJP leader in the state, was pushed to the sidelines, virtually retired and sent into a Margdarshak Mandal. And
embraced right at the end, which was too late.
That's right. And
where the Prime Minister put that pagdi on his head, gave him that Shimoga Airport inauguration, if you remember, where suddenly he was brought back into the limelight, but it was too late by then.
And let's be clear, Bommai versus Siddaramaiah was almost a no contest. Mr. Siddaramaiah is a hugely popular leader in Karnataka, which Mr. Bommai, clearly wasn't. So the Congress actually bested the BJP in Karnataka when it came to state politics.
Right.
Now, that may not happen in all states, but I think if you look at the BJP across the country, barring Yogi Adityanath in UP
True.
and Hemanta Biswa Sarma in Assam, I don't see that kind of strong, all-powerful state leader. Even a Shivraj Singh Chauhan in Madhya Pradesh. There was talk a few months ago that he could even be replaced. That hasn't happened.
Right.
But, this isn't the Shivraj Singh Chauhan clearly of 10 years ago. So I think it's interesting that when you have a strong center, the states weaken and vice versa. The Congress is weaker in the center, and so its state satraps, be it a Bhupesh Baghel or even a Kamal Nath, are finding greater space and autonomy than ever before.
It's at a time, when the Congress was running its elections, where the Congress High Command was concerned, because it was strong, which possibly is the BJP is doing now, because the Prime Minister is very strong. To have his face on the ticket has worked till now, till they hit Karnataka. But going back, they've had the likes of what? Arjun Munda, where Jharkhand was concerned. You had a Numa Bharti who was strong. You had strong regional leaders. That's a good example.
Yediyurappa is a good example of a sort of BJP strong satrap in a way, someone who could assert himself. Kalyan Singh at his peak in Uttar Pradesh was another example that the BJP had. As I said, Shivraj Singh Chauhan in his early years became a very strong leader. But I'll give you an example on the other side of how things used to be in the Congress party. And I'll start with my home state. When you entered Maharashtra politics to cover it in the late 80s, we were always told the story of Babasaheb Bhosle. Babasaheb Bhosle became chief minister, frankly, almost by accident, because the Congress High Command under Indira Gandhi didn't want a strong leader. So various names were considered, and eventually Babasaheb Bhosle was chosen because he was seen as perhaps the most insignificant in the Congress legislature party. And some of the congressmen, when they heard that it was Babasaheb Bhosle,
Which year was this?
This was 1980-81, were desperately ringing
Before
up.
I was born.
Yeah, 80s, somewhere in the 80s.
Right.
And they were desperately ringing up each other to confirm, this is of course pre-mobile era, Babasaheb Bhosle? Surely not, there must be a mistake. I mean, they even all called up Mr. Bhosle to find out, was it true that he was going
Did
to become
he know?
Well, he probably knew, but it's a bit like what happened in
Mr. Gujarat.
it's like a bit like what happened with the BJP and Bhupendra Patel. If you remember,
Right.
when that legislature party meeting was called, Mr. Bhupendra Patel was sitting right at the back in 2021, completely unknowing that he was going to be chosen. Similarly, Babasaheb Bhosle, picked out of anonymity, didn't last too long as Chief Minister of Maharashtra, because in those days, Indira Gandhi decided. Whoever Mrs. Gandhi decided became the chief minister of the state. And there are numerous examples. The Congress theory was, if A, B, C are fighting, let's choose D. Because A, B, C are the, are the strong guys. We don't want, to deal with them.
That's why Ashok Gehlot is the chief minister of Rajasthan.
Ashok Gehlot is a bit different, because Ashok Gehlot, I think over time, has emerged as a strong man of Rajasthan, to the point where
But he
even
was the
today,
most acceptable face at that point of time,
That's
because
right.
everybody else in the Congress was fighting.
look at my home state, one of my home states, Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis. became the first Maharashtra Chief Minister to serve a full 5-year term since Vasundhara Raje. And we all thought that Devendra Fadnavis was the future of the BJP. He still may be, but what is he now? Deputy Chief Minister under Eknath Shinde, who was a minister in his government, with Ajit Pawar, whom he was constantly attacking for corruption. So in a way, you've downsized Devendra
Cut him to
Fadnavis.
size.
So, politics is very strange that Narendra Modi himself, I mean, the fascinating story about Mr. Modi is in 2001 when he became Chief Minister. He wasn't, it was Keshubhai Patel who was the BJP's strongest leader of Gujarat. And eventually in the month of September, they choose Mr. Modi, who until then for a long time was almost persona non grata for 2-3 years when Keshubhai Patel said, I don't want Mr. Modi in Gujarat. So, and who would have thought? I mean, that the
in
same...
2012, Keshubhai Patel would float his own party. What happens in a state like, say, a Madhya Pradesh, where maybe it's a strong, smart strategy because there's so much infighting. There is a Shivraj Singh Chauhan who's versus Jyotiraditya Scindia, who's versus a Narendra Tomar, who's versus a Narottam Mishra. So instead of the infighting, keep it simple, put Modi on the ticket.
No, you can put them on the ticket. Eventually, you're going to have to choose who's going to be Chief Minister, right? Kaun banega Mukhyamantri? Same thing with Vasundhara.
Right.
Vasundhara is quite a lady. I remember, when she was Chief Minister, she went on this, she walked the ramp on a fashion show. Now,
Right.
a Chief Minister of Rajasthan walking the ramp in a state which has traditionally been seen very male-dominated and patriarchal, it caused a lot of stir. I think the likes of Ghanshyam Tiwari and all couldn't believe it. And they tried to protest, but Vasundhara held her own. She was very clear. She was the Chief Minister of Rajasthan and she was going to run Rajasthan the way she wanted. And again, when she became Chief Minister, she was succeeding the tall figure of Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, who had
Right.
dominated Rajasthan politics. And there was a sense that she's been brought there because Vajpayee ji has sent her and she's, Vijay Raje Scindia's daughter. Will she be able to really handle, these caste factional leaders of Rajasthan? But she did. She did 2 5-year terms. Not easy. True. And she ran it on her own term. As they said, after 8 p.m., you didn't know where the Chief Minister was and nobody was allowed to know where she was. She lived her own life. And a woman in a North Indian state. I don't think any other, I'm trying to think, is there any other BJP Chief Minister, woman Chief Minister of a northern state who's done a full 5-year term? No. Uma Bharti was barely there for a year. Sushma Swaraj didn't last too long at all. So I'm just trying to think, possibly not. And I think that shows that, Vasundhara Raje, I always believe a strong woman intimidates men.
In Rajasthan, what are the chances of, say, Vasundhara Raje Scindia? I think at best what she can do is do what Mr. Gehlot did in the last election, where you have enough independents supporting you and you can come, be the face or be the Chief Minister on the basis of that if BJP pulls this election. I would think that's the best chance.
Well, I think, look, if the BJP wins big, I don't think Vasundhara will be the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. Otherwise, look, she still has a lot of support among MLAs. 52 of the 69 attended her birthday, which is a big event in Rajasthan. So I think she's going to have it tough. We don't know. I would be surprised if she is the Chief Minister if the BJP wins big. If it's a narrow victory or if it's a very close fight.
You're 100% sure BJP is not announcing any name in Rajasthan?
No, they're not.
They're not
going,
announcing?
They're going with Mr. Arey bhai, Narendra bhai hai. He's the face. The rest have to all sort of, will be the...
In Madhya Pradesh.
It's like an Amitabh Bachchan picture. You were not born in the 70s. All the big picture, Diwar, right? Which had Shashi Kapoor, Neetu Singh and Rishi Kapoor. But if you saw the hoarding, there was Bachchan. And then they were all lower, below the, in the sort of co-stars below. That's how Modi is and that's what will happen in Rajasthan.
Do you think Jyotiraditya Scindia fancies his chances of being the CM?
One political analyst who works with the Congress party on elections told me, just think about it. If Jyotiraditya was today in the Congress, this could be his moment. Kamal Nath is 78.
You really think this could be his moment?
Kamal Nath is 78, like Siddaramaiah is in his late 70s, and maybe you could have 2.5 years down the line, Jyotiraditya could have taken over. But look, Jyotiraditya Scindia in this election has to first ensure that his bastion in Gwalior, Guna, is protected. Look at it this way.
He's doing exactly what Gehlot has done, rolled out the scheme.
There are only 3 posts that people really aspire from. This was told to me by a politician once. Power, either you're a DM, a CM or a PM.
Alright, the big picture is that in all probability, no name. When it comes down to Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Even Telangana, I would reckon. All right.
She gets the last word.
No,
The
no.
show is after her.
No,
named
no.
after her.
No, no. Okay, thank you for watching.